we have our special guest on the line, Skye Townsend, which you may know from her YouTube videos and acting. The also beautiful actress is the daughter of very popular film director Robert Townsend, who I'm sure you've seen on television, and will be joining us for exclusive Brave First Listen interview tonight as she promotes her promotional tour for her BET sitcom 8 Days a Week. Skye has been low-key giving us hints that she's going into her acting, over her YouTube episode, and now she's finally live with us tonight. I wanted to, just ask her a few questions. Skye, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome.
I'm here.
Awesome. Can you tell our listeners a little bit more about yourself and, where you live and what's going on with you tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I'm an 18-year-old singer-songwriter, also actress from Los Angeles. And, I guess the latest project and what I want to discuss most is 8 Days a Week, how you talked about it was a web series for BET. But we just got exciting news that we have an hour-long special of the show airing on the 26th. So they're bringing it to TV, and hopefully if the ratings, go well, then we can get it as an official sitcom similar to the game.
Cool. So what is the show, about? Because a lot of our listeners probably, they're probably tuned into the show, and, we probably have some that don't quite exactly know, what the show is about. Can you give us a little details about it?
Yeah, the show is shot so realistically that some tend to think it is reality. However, it follows 6 young 20-somethings who are kind of just living in Los Angeles, trying to accomplish different dreams, trying to break the mold. We have a female DJ, a male artist. My character's a student, people who want to be moguls in the business. But I think what's so dope about the show is it really gives you insight about what's really going on in the business, the good, the bad, the ugly, bumping into the wrong people, bumping into the right people. It's a very honest kind of, I guess, just opinion of what goes on in Hollywood. But I love that it comes from a 19, 20, 21-year-old perspective because you really see what it's like to go through these things. Cool.
And it's filmed out in, you said, in L.A. or is it in Atlanta?
Yes, Los Angeles. Filmed in Los Angeles.
Okay, cool. And who else are acting with you along on the show?
A lot of the cast is fresh talent, a lot of fresh faces. I'm so impressed by the cast. I think that, it's only a matter of time until they're all, kind of at the top spot. But the lead character is played by Irock Williams. He is a rapper, an incredible producer who just signed to MBK Entertainment. And so they brought up Alicia Keys. A really talented group of people. So he's going to be doing some really big things. I know he's producing for a lot of people right now. So, he's going to be known in music as well as acting.
Okay, cool. And tell us a little bit about your character.
My character's name is Jade Taylor. Jade is about to be 20 on the show. She's the struggling student who, her mom has cancer. She's kind of fighting just to get the degree when all of her friends are trying to fight for fame and fortune. So what I think is really dope is that Jade represents something different that you don't usually see, on TV, which is like, the struggling student who is honestly just fighting to graduate college. And so she's studying psychology, really intelligent, and I think Jade represents something really dope, an eloquent, articulate Black female that does not need to be scandalous on TV to get attention.
True, definitely. That's so true. And Skye, I have a few questions. It's a little more personal, not so much directed towards the show, but what are some things that you like to do when you're not, working for 8 days a week and, modeling and doing other things like that?
When I'm not working, I kind of like to keep everything, artistic. I love photography. I'm very into all aspects of the art, but I think, it's most important to really enjoy the people around you when you have downtime because sometimes things get really, really hectic. So even if I am working, I like to have my friends in the studio with me or, whatever I'm up to. But I like to surround myself by around very creative people who are, kind of always working on something. So it's always entertaining. When I'm on downtime, my friends are always working on something. So it's fun. Definitely.
And what is your personal style like?
Personal style. I'm very laid back. I just really started wearing heels. I'm not really the heels person. You can pretty much always find me in moccasins and leggings and just kind of chill. But I love Lisa Bonet. I think, she's just so dope. I love her style when, she was on The Cosby Show. I think she was so charismatic, so edgy, so funky, but did it with a really calm approach. It wasn't anything too over the top. So I really love her style-wise, and her daughter Zoe Kravitz as well. But, definitely very laid back. Nothing too crazy. Very laid back.
Awesome. And I know I've been watching your YouTube channel. Like I became a fan probably about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, because I know you've been recording your videos for a while now. And you know, I noticed that you had like the Rihanna versus Beyonce. What was the purpose behind that?
Honestly, it was just, you know, a whole bunch of fun. I found out that I could do the voice, and I was like, we might as well put this on YouTube, see what people think. At the time, we created the video just to see. I mean, you know, you always see your favorite celebrities, but you never really get to see what sometimes they're really thinking. So the video, we took some time. We had some fun to say all the things you wish Beyonce and Rihanna would say, you know? And so kind of just ran with it, had fun with it, and I never thought the numbers would hit what they have.
Wow, and they're at amazing numbers, because I know I was just looking at, I think it was around, 400 and something thousand views.
Well, yes, that specific video is at 400 something, but the other Beyonce video is almost at a million, which is crazy. I did 2 years ago regarding the VMAs. It's almost at a million hits, so it's crazy that many people, you know, are even still watching it 2 years later. It's crazy.
Right. And you know, your father is Robert Townsend, and when did you discover that you first had the niche for acting and pretty much, you know, going into the field of entertainment?
I think at a really young age. I mean, I always enjoyed performing. I always enjoyed being, you know, like center of attention and singing and dancing and all of that. But I think at about 3, my parents say I told them that I wanted to be a singer. And so I kind of spoke it into existence at a very young age and have stuck behind that. So it's kind of funny to see, you know, I said it when I was 3 and I'm 18 today, and, you know, it's still the same plan. So it's pretty crazy. Right.
And I know that you're like one of your favorite singers is Beyonce. Now, I know this is going to be like way off topic, but you know I have to address it. But what's going on? What do you think? You know, what do you think about this? You know, in the latest news about her prosthetic baby and
oh my God,
replicating of the videos and things like that.
I know. Well, first of all, I have to say her 2 new videos are brilliant. I think that people are so quick to say she's. You know, they're so quick to be like, she's jacking swag in comparison to paying homage. I mean, everybody looks at that and clearly sees the choreography. They see Audrey Hepburn, you know what I mean? And so if you really study it, then you understand that she's paying homage in the videos, and I think it's brilliant. The baby bump, though, I don't even know what to think. I really don't know. I do believe she's pregnant. I just don't know how pregnant. So I have no idea. I really do not. I'm getting thrown off every day. I check a blog.
Come on, Skye. Do you think it's real? Do you think it's fake?
I don't know. I just love her. I can't speak on that. I don't know. I really don't know. But some of those pictures did throw me off. I'm not even going to lie. I was really confused at some of those pictures.
Okay.
But then again, it was media takeout, so I don't know.
Right. Well, I won't make you, you know, come off as a hater.
But so. I hope it's real. That'd be amazing if there's a baby Beyonce in the world.
Skye, what's on your iPod and your bookshelf and DVD player at the moment?
Okay. Bookshelf, I'm not even going to speak on that. That's just terrible. I need to read more than I do. So I'm not even going to lie to you and act like there's books on my bookshelf.
Okay.
As far as iPod, I lost that, so I'm not even going to talk about that either. But as far as music and what I'm listening to, I was in my Beyonce stage with her new album, but I've been listening to a lot of old Lauryn Hill, Peace of Mind, Freedom Time, a lot of her old classic records. I've been listening to a lot of Drake. Who else? I mean, I play the same song over and over until I get sick of it, so it's usually the same person. But, a lot of Lauryn Hill recently. Adele is killing it. She's incredible. I went to see her live, and I was just blown away. I mean, she's incredible.
I love Adele. And
brilliant.
Speaking of music, I know that you're a singer. And I don't like to put people on the spot. I don't like to do it. But
Lord.
Since we have a singer on the phone.
Oh, Lord.
Please let me
I got to sing?
Yes, please.
Wait, really?
Yes. I want to hear something by Beyonce.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
Anything by Beyonce.
Anything by Beyonce? Why would I sing a Beyonce song? That's hard.
Well, give us something by Skye Townsend.
Oh, man. Let's see. I'm not singing a full song, right?
Okay, that's cool.
This is just anything?
I just want people to know that Skye Townsend is more than an actress. She's a singer.
Oh, you got me good on this one. Really? Oh, God. Let's see. Okay. I dare you to say you don't love me. And I dare you to say you don't care. Acting like you don't want me to be around, but complaining when I am not there. Go ahead and tell a lie. I had no impact in your life. Knew everyone, knew everything. I called you late night just to sing. Held you close when you were down. Gave you a smile when you gave a frown. I dare you to tell me that. Tell me you don't want me back. That is all I can do after getting off the
I love it. Oh my God,
you really got me. I've never sang in an interview ever.
I'm sorry, but I had to do it. Because most people, when they say singer or actress or anything like that, they probably won't even believe it until they hear it. So I definitely had to, put you on Front Street for a minute.
I dig it.
But in Skye, let me think. I wanted to ask you something else. Okay, yeah. What is how would you describe yourself as being brave? What makes Skye
being brave?
Mm-hmm.
How would I describe myself as being brave? That's a tough one. I think this relates less to me and more in general to any artist. But I guess I can relate to it being an artist. But I think that putting yourself out there for people to judge you, for people to make opinions, for people to just hate on you, for people to be nice, for people to be whatever they want to be is really scary, you know what I mean? To really just open yourself up, to put your face on there, you know what I mean, and really just open yourself for opinion is really scary. And I think that any artist who puts themselves out publicly is brave. I respect anybody who, can put themselves out there and be like, okay, I'm vulnerable. What is your opinions? How do you feel? Do you like it? Do you not? So I think as an artist, anybody is brave, really. I relate to that personally, but I would say that relates to anything. Just recently I did an interview and a cover magazine with a few of my friends for B Magazine based out of Atlanta. And pretty much people, started posting the photos and the stories and stuff like that. And then on one site, people just really started going in on a comment that I made. And in the interview, all that I had said was, when I was younger, I grew up around a lot of kids who lived like me, and so when you're very little, you start to assume that everybody lives like you because that's all you're surrounded by. And I said, but quickly I got a reality check when, I started to assume those things. And people out of nowhere were just like, isn't her dad from Virginia? If she lived in Norfolk, maybe she just needs to walk around the corner and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. My dad's from Chicago, so I was like, wherever they got this, I don't know. And the people just start going in. They're like, yeah, she's from Virginia. She better know. And I'm like, what in the world? And so it's like people just say whatever they want, and you can't control that. And that's a very scary thing, that people can make up whatever they want, just talk about you. And they just went in like, Rob's from Virginia. He know better. And I'm like, no, he's not. Like, what is this? But, you have to get to a point where you don't correct everybody, because people are going to say what they want to say. They're going to be mean to be mean, just to be mean. You know what I mean? And I understand that, but it's very tough. I think any artist is brave to put themselves out there, because people, you can't control other people's opinions, and that's something really scary. Exactly.
So that makes you brave, pretty much.
I hope so. I hope so. And anybody who takes a risk with their dreams, I'm taking a year off from school. Some people look down on that. Some people respect it. But, I'm doing something that I think is right for right now, and I believe there's no better time. I believe I'm getting signs every day of my life that I'm doing the right thing, and so, it is what it is. Some people tell me I should be waiting, that I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, that I'm making a mistake, but, if you take a risk for your dreams, I think that also makes you brave.
And I think you're doing an amazing job. I love it. I love everything that you're doing right now. Like, you're showing off your talent. You are an amazing singer, have potential to even, be a model. I see great things in your future. I really do. I really do, honestly.
Thank you.
I really do. And
I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem at all. Also, what inspirational advice could you give our listeners that, are inspired by the moves that you're making right now? Could be, someone that's in the same shoot, the same prints that you're making right now, in L.A.
Right.
What advice would you give them?